Macy's has all of your Grill Master essentials for Father's Day. Stop by to get our hand-trimmed chicken breast and certified Angus beef patties that are ready to grill, so Dad can have his favorite dinner. Make sure to browse our bakery to find the perfect no-work Father's Day treat with our decadent peanut butter bars or famous donuts. Right now, you can get boneless beef ribeye steaks for $12.99 per pound at Macy's. Shop these Father's Day essentials in-store or online at Macys.com through June 18th. Macy's, happy shopping!
It's Friday, September 20th, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Legal experts say it may be difficult to prosecute and convict Ryan Routh of the most serious charges related to what the FBI is calling an attempted assassination of former President Trump. Susan Ferricchio reports he is jailed while awaiting a bond hearing scheduled for Monday. He's been detained on 2 felony firearms violations as federal and state officials separately weigh more severe charges, including attempted murder, which can carry a life sentence in Florida. To escalate the charges to attempted assassination or attempted murder, federal and state officials would have to show that Routh made plans to try to kill Trump and took further steps to carry out the crime. Older Americans are increasingly being targeted by fraud operations, most of it run by scammers operating abroad, often with the backing of organized crime syndicates. Stephen Dinan reports these scams include bogus technological support, fake romances, and AI-powered operations that clone the voice of a supposedly kidnapped child or grandchild, followed by a demand for money. The Federal Trade Commission said consumers reported losing more than $10 billion to fraud in 2023. Actual losses are even higher because most victims don't report it. One expert told Congress they hear about just one case out of every 20, and because the fraudsters are usually abroad, little money is ever recaptured. Army officials were on the hot seat again as lawmakers pressed for answers over training materials meant to warn soldiers about potential threats while on guard duty. Mike Glenn reports House Armed Services Committee Military Personnel Subcommittee Chair Jim Banks said the Army is using an overly broad ideological approach to police the speech of conservative service members. The program, which the Army has since repudiated, lumped in prominent pro-life organizations with other terror groups. Undecided voters are positioned to be the ultimate gatekeeper of the 2024 presidential election. Seth McLaughlin reports they make up less than 10% of the electorate and skew younger, male, white, and working class. Analysts say they are more independent, more moderate, and less politically engaged than the broader electorate. These late breakers are also pessimistic about the nation's direction, concerned about pocketbook issues, and hungry for change. Corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs are folding under the threat of conservative-led boycotts and increased legal scrutiny, but supporters are persisting. Valerie Richardson reports the Human Rights Campaign, the Congressional Black Caucus, and other groups are pressuring business leaders to stand by DEI initiatives after a summer in which at least 8 major U.S. companies halted their programs. Companies that have abandoned their initiatives include Tractor Supply Company, John Deere, Lowe's, Harley-Davidson, and Jack Daniels maker Brown-Forman. And finally, National Security Editor Guy Taylor sits down with Taiwan's official representative to the United States, Alexander Tairei, for a discussion ahead of the UN General Assembly next week. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.